Pass intercepted by Goforth, and it's going to be a pick six, Blacksburg. James Poland has it teed up on the near hash. Blacksburg will kick it from our left to right. That's from the concession stand side to the locker room side. Poland begins to approach the football, puts his right foot into it. A high end-over-end kick. It will drive the returner back to about the 2-yard line where he momentarily drops the ball. Then he comes upfield, and he's going to be tackled at about the 19-yard line, and that's where Cave Spring will put it in play. That return was by Zay Hopkins.
It looked like number 19 on the tackle for the Bruins.
Charlie
Craig tackling on the 19-yard line. So 19's all around the board there.
Another player that came to the Blacksburg program in the summer, came over from Giles High School, has provided a lot of quality minutes in games as well as in practice for Blacksburg.
Yeah, great football player.
So Cave Spring will set up shop with a spread formation. 2 receivers on either side. Now they all bunch close, and it's going to be a wedge play. All the players are tight to the line of scrimmage, and the snap goes back to Daniel Reeves, and he's going to get maybe a yard out of the play.
Doesn't look like he got too much there. Looked like Epperly come around the corner there in on the tackle, as well as Darius Norris.
And we heard Eddie Schloss in the pregame interview saying, well, sometimes you never know what exactly Tim Fulton's going to come up with. And here they are again. All 11 players are almost shoulder to shoulder. 2 H-backs, quarterback under center. Back goes Duncan throwing. A little bit too long. His intended target out in the right flat was his primary receiver, Ethan Coates, but incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Well, you know, there was a few years ago that Cave Spring was known for this. I mean, they ran that wedge. It was foot to foot, and that's all they did for their entire offense for the most part. So not out of the ordinary for them to try something like this.
They did not show that look against Pulaski County last week, but Tim Fulton's got a pretty deep bag of tricks. Now they deploy in what appears will be a spread formation. It is a low snap. Duncan rolling to his right, still rolling, throws downfield, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. No receiver with a white jersey on anywhere close. Luke Goforth, the closest player anywhere, and it'll be punt formation time for Cave Spring. 3 and out for the defense, Brad, right off the bat.
Yeah, it's a good job there. You know, it makes your decision at the coin toss even more important when your defense is able to go out and get a 3 and out.
It will be Muhammad and Mitchell standing at the Blacksburg 40 to receive the punt.
Get a return on this one.
Snap is back. A good snap. Kick is away. It's a high kick, and a fair catch was called, I believe, and we're going to have a penalty flag thrown. Looks like there's going to be fair catch interference called on Cave Spring. Well, when you're 1 and 5, Brad, you don't need to make mistakes like that and give your opponent good field position on their first offensive possession.
No, but we'll definitely take it from a Bruin perspective. That's going to give us excellent field position here with 11 minutes to go in the first quarter.
The officials are huddled at about the 48 of Cave Spring. That's where the flag is lying, actually about halfway between the 47 and the 48. There's the signal. It is catch interference, as we suspected, on Cave Spring. Not sure why the mark-off has not occurred yet. The official far behind the play has the football.
Looks like they marked off 5 yards.
So Blacksburg will take over at the 43-yard line of Cave Spring. So excellent field possession for Blacksburg. It will be Mitchell and Golston splitting off to the left side, twin receivers to the near side. Parker Epperly in the backfield with Goforth. Epperly is to the right of the quarterback, who stretches out just a little bit before play gets started. Now the officials are going to mark it off an additional 10 yards, and we thought that was a 15-yard penalty. The mark-off initially was just 5. Now the ball is marked at the 33-yard line.
Great field position here. The Bruins got to take over right here, make something happen.
I was talking to the offensive coordinator, Adam Trashke, this week, Brad. He said, we may just run a lot of number 30 tonight. But right now it's number 12, Parker Epperly, that will stay in the backfield with Luke Goforth, who awaits the snap back. Back it comes, straight drop for Goforth. Now he's got room to run. He takes off. He's over the 30, over the 25, over the 20, and he's going to be brought down at about the 15-yard line. A Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg, a gain of 18.
Yeah, a lot of room right there for Luke to pick up good yardage, good heads-up play, just to get it down the field and move the chains.
The ball will be spotted on the far side hash mark. Goforth brought down inbounds, but near the Cave Springs sideline. Blacksburg's receivers bunched close to the line of scrimmage. Triplets on the left side, twins on the right side. Goforth alone in the backfield, standing at the 20. Coming in motion is Epperly. Pass intended for Golston in the end zone. Battle for the ball, and Golston has the catch. 6-0 Blacksburg. Check that is Muhammad. Kareem Muhammad with the touchdown catch for Blacksburg.
Good job there by Muhammad coming back to the ball. Ball sort of slipped out of Goforth's hands there just a little bit, but Muhammad became a defensive player there and was able to pull it down.
So Blacksburg strikes quickly, going 33 yards for their first score of the night. 6-0 James Poland on to try to make it 7-0 out of the hold of Luke Goforth. Good snap, a low kick, but it is through the uprights, and Blacksburg takes the early lead at 7-0 over the Cave Spring Knights here at Bill Brown Stadium in game number 7 of the 2019 season. We'll take time out as well. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station ESPN Blacksburg.
So have you applied for any jobs yet?
Nah, I'm just gonna sit all day.
So am I.
Next stop, Torkerson Hall.
Don't just sit. Sit profitably. Drive for BT.
Make $13.35 per hour.
Yard drive. Your score with 10:27 left in the first quarter. Blacksburg 7, Cave Spring nothing.
A short kickoff by Poland is brought in by Zay Hopkins at about the 13-yard line. He will get hit hard at about the 26, and that is where Cave Spring will start its second offensive possession of the game.
Looked like initial contact was by number 65 for the Bruins. Alex LaFawn wasn't able to pull him down, and then that's when number 84, Blaze Butler, came through and helped clean that up.
Blaze Butler, Brad, just seems to be getting better and better and better every week.
He really is.
3 receivers this time to the right side for Cave Spring, 2 to the near side. Duncan alone in the backfield, takes the snap, rolls to his right, throws, pass intercepted by Goforth, and it's going to be a pick 6 Blacksburg. 13-0 Bruins.
Great break on the ball there by Luke Goforth. The pass was coming, and he immediately jumped it and picked it right in stride and takes it right back to the house.
You talk about jumping a route. It's almost like Luke Goforth knew that play call and was just sitting on it and waiting.
Did a good job.
James Poland will come on to try yet another PAT for the Bruins. Luke Goforth counts the number of blue jerseys to make sure 11 are on the field, and that is the number. Goforth kneels down now at the 10. Glances back at the sideline for a moment. Poland takes his drop. Officials are not letting play start just yet. Looks like there's a little bit of an issue with the game clock.
Yeah, I think they ran about 3 or 4 seconds more off the clock after.
Now play is going to get started. It looks like the Bruins get in their crouch up front. Here is the snap, the hold, the kick. It's good. And with only a minute 48 gone. Blacksburg already leading 14-0. This is Bruins football on your local station ESPN Blacksburg. Well, Brad, you can't get a much better start than that. The scoreboard has not yet updated to show that Blacksburg has 14. It's still showing 13, but we're pretty confident it's 14-0.
Oh yeah, it's 14-0. Great start here for the Bruins.
Poland puts his right foot into it. This one will be returned at about the 8-yard line by Ethan Coates. He stutter steps at the 15, and several blue jerseys are waiting for him. He will be brought down at about the 16-yard line. Well, Cave Spring went spread on the last series. They did the wedge formation. They haven't showed the double tight ends or the unbalanced line yet. You just don't know sometimes, Brad, what Tim Fulton's going to put out there.
Well, when you get to the point of the season that he's having right now, you try anything you can to find some success.
So Duncan brings his offense back on the field. It will be a spread look again this time. Twin receivers to either side of the line of scrimmage. In motion to the far side is Milby. And it's the quarterback Duncan on the run, and he's going to lose, I think, a yard, possibly 2. He swept to the right side, and several blue jerseys were there.
Going to be a loss of 1 as well, Mark.
3 receivers this time to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Duncan about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he fakes the handoff to Milby, who was sweeping from the far side to the near side. Duncan plunges straight ahead. He'll have a gain of about 4. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Looked like Julius Mason in on the tackle there for the Bruins.
It brings up a 3rd down, 6 yards to go.
Ricky Peters, the PA announcer, says it's 3rd and 6. We think it's 3rd and 7. We're going to put our money on 3rd and 7. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Duncan awaits the snap. Milby comes in motion. Play action. Rolling to his left is the quarterback Duncan, and the pass is completed up to the 39-yard line. That was Matthew Heslop, 5'11", 145-pound senior. And that'll be the first down of the game for Cave Spring.
Yeah, he just sort of floated it up there and was able to get it just over top of Nathan Mathena's head, and Heslop came up with the catch. Duncan was getting some heavy pressure back there by 3 Bruins.
Cave Spring comes to the line of scrimmage with 3 receivers to the far side, a single receiver to the near side. Duncan still in the shotgun. Milby goes in motion from left to right. Rolling to the right is Duncan. A design quarterback run. He's going to be over the 40, over the midfield stripe, it appears, unless he stepped out beforehand. Let's see where they spot the ball. The officials will spot him out at about the 48-yard line of Blacksburg. And that'll leave 1 yard for Cave Spring to move the chains again. 3 receivers left. Twin receivers right. Ball on the far side hash. Duncan awaits the snap, standing at his own 42. Gets the call. He's going to race around the left side. He's going to be met by Nathan Mathena hard, but he's going to pick up the first down, and Cave Spring is in Blacksburg territory now at the 48.
Good collision right there by Mathena.
When you run your quarterback like that, Brad, you can only do that so many times a game before the pounding begins to take a toll. Let's see how long head coach Tim Fulton continues to run the quarterback Duncan. He has been the primary offensive weapon so far for Cave Spring. Triplets in the boundary. Twins on the far side, the field side. Coming in motion again is Milby toward the near side. Duncan rolling to his right, then cut it up inside, and no yardage whatsoever there. He'll lose half a yard.
Looks like Blaze Butler in on the tackle for the Bruins.
Tennessee will stay at 84. Butler, no gain.
Blacksburg's defense not allowing Duncan to get to the edge. He saw the blue jerseys were not going to let him get outside, decided to cut it up inside, found very little room at all. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. In motion to the far side is Ben Robinson. Snap comes back, Duncan rolling to his right, still rolling, has a little bit of room, and he's going to have a first down and more. He's going to be down to about the 30. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. He swept to the right side of the field. He's going to be marked right at the 30. So all of a sudden, Lucas Duncan is turning into a running back for Cave Spring out of the quarterback position, and it is working.
Yeah, it's a big pickup right there. They're just getting those 3 receivers out. They're sending one in motion and sort of cracking back on the backers.
And the spot will be a yard further up to the Blacksburg 29. Twin receivers to either side. Check that, triplets initially to the left. One of the triplets comes in motion to the near side. Here is Duncan trying to sweep around the right side again. This time Blacksburg strings it out. It will be a gain of about 1 for the senior quarterback of the Knights.
Looked like Mason as well as Butler running the quarterback out of bounds over there on the Cave Spring sideline.
With the spot of the ball, it doesn't look like there was any gain at all. So 2nd and 10, 6:45 remaining in the first quarter. Blacksburg leading 14-0 over Cave Spring. The Knights moving from our right to left. In motion comes Milby to the near side. And number 20, Duncan on the run, a designed quarterback carry, almost a quarterback draw, a quick quarterback draw. Duncan will get credit for say 2. That's going to make it 3rd and 8. And Cave Spring is going to call timeout. We'll take timeout as well. 14-0 Blacksburg, 6:33 remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg. Back at Bill Brown Stadium in Blacksburg, 6:33 remains in the first quarter. Blacksburg leading 14-0. It was a Kareem Muhammad touchdown catch from Luke Goforth. Then Goforth with an interception return for a touchdown. Cave Spring, though, is on the move. They've advanced the ball down to the Blacksburg 27, where they face 3rd and 8. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Duncan again alone in the backfield. Milby again comes in motion. Duncan tries to run it over the left guard, and Blacksburg will have none of it. It'll be a gain of maybe 1 for Duncan, bringing up 4th and 7.
Good job there by Epperly. Got out just a little bit wider on that. When they had that lead blocker coming, he was able to duck that lead blocker and make the tackle right there.
And Cave Spring will keep the offense on the field a little bit too deep for their field goal kicker to make a try of it. Twin receivers to the far side, 3 to the near side. The ball in the middle of the field. Milby again comes in motion, far side to near side. Rolling is Duncan under pressure. He throws, and it's going to be dropped. It was dropped by Ben Robinson at about the Blacksburg 5-yard line. If he had hung on, that would have been a first down, and it would have been 1st and goal for Cave Spring. Instead, Blacksburg takes over.
Good job there. He sort of floated it in. He just wasn't able to pull it in. Right there on the sideline. So good job by the defense. Sort of bend it, but didn't break.
Blacksburg's offense trots out on the field. It'll be the bunch receiver formation for Blacksburg. 3 to the far side. 2 to the near side. In motion. Comes Epperly, play action, go for it. Going to take off with the ball, has some room to run. He's going to be up near the first down marker. Let's see where the official spots the ball. I do think he has a Nestrioli first down. There's the signal, the chains will move. An 11-yard gain for Luke Goforth on the scramble.
Yeah, he just sort of took it right up the middle.
And what we're seeing early on, Brad, that looks like it's going to be there a good bit of the night. Now it's a pistol look for Blacksburg. Mitchell is to the right of the quarterback Goforth. Epperly is in the backfield behind his quarterback. Mitchell gets the carry, has room. He's over the 40, 45, twisting over a tackle up to near the midfield stripe. They'll mark him just short of it. It's going to be a gain of 12 for 30 Rock. Brian Mitchell.
Another hard run there by Brian Mitchell, just moving those chains.
Mitchell wears number 30. This time a max protect look for Blacksburg. A running back on either side of Goforth. Epperly left, Mitchell right. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Mitchell gets the carry, starts to sweep to his left, stutter steps. Now he breaks around the corner. He will get a gain of only about 2 on the left side.
They did a good. Cave Spring's defense did a pretty good job there, just sort of stringing it out and containing Mitchell on that particular play.
Give Mitchell a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. 4:35 remaining in the first quarter of play. Blacksburg leading Cave Spring 14-0. The Bruins on the move from our left to right. Epperly in the backfield with Goforth. Now Goforth and the offense will turn, look to the sideline to get the play call. 6 on the play clock. Blacksburg's going to have to hurry to get this play off, and they're going to have to call a timeout because the play call took too long. We'll take a brief timeout as well. 14-0 Blacksburg leading Cave Spring. 4:16 remaining in the first quarter. This is Bruins football on ESPN Blacksburg. 14-0 Blacksburg leading Cave Spring. 4:16 remaining in the first quarter. A score update. Patrick Henry and Salem tied at 7. 5:51 remaining in the first quarter at Merrill Gaynor Stadium. A big game there in the River Ridge tonight. Blacksburg lines up with a single receiver to the far side. Looks like that is Blake Staniland. 2 receivers to the near side. Max protect, look for Blacksburg in the backfield. Goforth fakes it to Epperly, slips a tackle, and he's going to be brought down at about the 49, maybe a good spot will be the 48, but very little room there for Blacksburg.
Right back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long Bruins.
Perhaps a half yard credited to Blacksburg on that particular play. Muhammad and Stanaland are the receivers on the near side along with Epperly. On the far side is Mitchell and Golston. Goforth is alone in the backfield. He's had room to run, and he's going to try to do it again, and he'll have room again. He'll be up over the 40, over the 35, the 30, the 25, 20, 15, one man to beat, and he'll get slung out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. I'll mark it at the 6-yard line, a 43-yard scamper for number 4 out of his quarterback position.
Good hard run there by Luke. Sort of picking his way down through there, picked up a couple nice blocks and was able to get it down deep into Cave Springs territory.
He started upfield, then cut it to the right, got a block generally around the 35-yard line, and then just went down the Blacksburg sideline, found a lot of room. So 1st and goal for Blacksburg. The pistol is loaded to the right, Stanaland left. 2 receivers, Golston and Muhammad. Hand off to Epperly. Epperly will be down to about the 3-yard line, a gain of 3. 2nd and goal from the 3.
I don't know exactly what's going on. It looks like they're sending a Cave Spring player off. It must be an equipment issue or something.
The clock momentarily stopped. Had to be an equipment issue, Brad. I think you're absolutely right. Stanaland to the right, twin receivers to the left. The pistol's loaded on the right side. Mitchell beside Goforth, Epperly behind. Mitchell with the carry, and Mitchell with the touchdown. Blacksburg ups the lead to 20-0 with 3:01 remaining in the first quarter.
Good hard run right there by Brian Mitchell, right up the middle.
Good blocking up front by the Blacksburg offensive line, and it's going all Bruins early here at Bill Brown Stadium in week number 7. James Poland will try for his 3rd point of the night out of the hold of Luke Goforth. And he will be successful. Blacksburg ups its advantage to 21-0, 3:01 remaining in the first quarter. This is Bruins football on ESPN Blacksburg. Well, Brad, if Blacksburg's players were taking Cave Spring lightly, they're doing a bad job of showing that tonight. It looks like they've come out ready to play. Here's Poland with a high end-over-end kick. It'll be hauled in at about the 10-yard line, dropped. It is Duncan. He'll start upfield, and it looks like he went out of bounds. Where's the official going to say he went out? He's going to say he stepped out at the 28-yard line along the Bruins sideline, and that's where Cave Spring will put it in motion. Well, Brad, they had some success on that last series with Lucas Duncan running on some of those sideline sweeps. Let's see if they keep the same formula on this possession.
Well, I'm sure they will. I think that Coach Lucas did a couple little tweaks right there. So we'll see. I need to mention pushing the returner out of bounds was James Poland, the kicker for the Bruins. So got to give him a little love on the push out of bounds.
Let's quickly go down to our Ford Lincoln Mazda sideline reporter, Jake Lyman. Jake. Thank you very much, Jake. Jake doing his homework, racking up the stats, looks back up at us like, yeah, I sure have. A delay of game penalty against Cave Spring puts the Knights back to the 24. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Handoff is number 21, Daniel Reeves, and he will struggle, but he will pick up maybe a yard.
Looks like Epperly as well as Elliott in on the tackle for the Bruins.
Credit Cave Spring for a 1-yard gain. 3 receivers right, Twins left, an empty backfield for Lucas Duncan. Standing at his 20, awaiting the snap. Back it comes, straight drop. He avoids nicely Darius Hitman Norris. He's going to take up field over the 25, and he's going to dance into the Blacksburg sideline. And he'll get back to near the original line of scrimmage, the 29.
Pushed out of bounds there for the Bruins, number 7, Malcolm Sherman Collins.
Darius Norris had to go back and pick up his shoes. Number 20, young Mr. Duncan, faked the hitman out of his. 3 receivers to the right, Twins to the left. Again, Duncan alone, going solo in the backfield. Awaits the snap, back it comes, straight drop. Blacksburg blitzing, Duncan running. Blaze Butler bearing down on him. Duncan's going to throw it, and it's going to be a completion right in the middle of the field for a first down at the Cave Spring 40. Nice throw on the run there by number 20, Lucas Duncan.
You know, I used to, when I coached receivers when I was in Salem, one of the things I used to tell them, you have routes, but what you want to do is you just want to find the green area. You want to find the area that there's no defenders. And that's exactly what Heslop did right there. He found the green area, and Duncan was able to hit him enough for a first down.
Former head coach here, Thad Wells, used to say, find the grass. Find the grass, and that is exactly what Cave Spring did. 3 receivers near side, 2 far side. Coming in motion to the near side is Reeves. It'll be Duncan with the run. Jukes a player. He's going to have a first down and more. He'll be out of bounds in Blacksburg territory at the 34-yard line. Number 20 showing some wheels.
Yeah, showing a little bit of speed right there.
Well, he may be just about the only offense that we're seeing out of Cave Spring tonight, but what we've seen so far, not too bad, Brad. The scoreboard obviously in favor of Blacksburg, 21-0, but Duncan showing a little bit of skill.
Oh, absolutely. He's showing that he's not giving up. He's coming to play.
The good players always do. Despite the record, despite the score, they continue to play hard. 3 receivers left, twin receivers right. Going in motion to the far side is Worth. Snap comes back, Duncan rolling to his right. This time he's going to be bottled up, and he's going to be out of bounds for a loss of 1. Looked like Blaze Butler was 1 Bruin in on it.
Yeah, it looked like Butler and I believe Sherman Collins also in on the tackle there for the Bruins.
Looks like it's going to be a loss of 2 on that particular play. 1:38 remaining in the first quarter. Blacksburg leading Cave Spring 21-0 here at Bill Brown Stadium in Blacksburg on a just gorgeous night for football in Southwest Virginia. Triplets left, Twins right. Duncan, hands on his hips momentarily. Coming in motion to the near side is Reeves. Duncan back. In trouble, trying to avoid Bruins. Blaze Butler bearing down. Here's a throw, a diving attempt at a reception at about the Blacksburg 30. Nowhere close. Looked like that was Reeves, who was coming back in an attempt to get the ball. It's going to be 3rd and 12.
Charlie Craig in the game for the Bruins.
Ball on the far side hash mark. Cave Springs players look to the sideline to get the play. Play clock at 13. Cave Spring may not be aware of where that play clock stands. It's now down to 5. Let's see if they get the snap off in time. Coming in motion to the near side is Reeves. Rolling is Duncan. Throwing. Pass intended for number 8, Ronnie Worth, at about the Blacksburg 30. A diving attempt by Worth is not successful, and it's 4th and 12.
Yeah, I think it's 4 down territory for the Knights.
So Cave Spring is going to call a timeout here and decide what to do, as they did on their last 4th down play. This time we'll keep it right here. Guys, 21-0 Blacksburg. About what you expected, Brad?
Well, I mean, honestly, yes.
Well, that's good.
It is.
We like brutal honesty around here.
I felt like that if we came out and took care of business right away, we would be just fine. Now, obviously, there's still a whole lot of football left, but I think we came out and we're doing what we need to do tonight.
Let's go down to our Duncan Ford Lincoln Mazda sideline reporter, Jake Lyman. About what you expected so far?
Same here, guys. I mean, Blacksburg's really just got to buckle down here, make another stop on 4th down, and like Brad always says, men don't break. That Blacksburg defense is good at that.
Chris Lucas retreats to the Bruins sideline after giving instructions to his defense. This time there will be a running back in the backfield with Duncan. Twin receivers to the near side, one of them in motion to the far side to join the 2 that are over there. Duncan, straight drop. Under pressure, throws it long, and this one could be picked off, and it will be picked off by Blacksburg. That is Kareem Muhammad, who returns it up to the 35.
Great job right there by Kareem Muhammad. Just went up, and it was a jump ball.
And Blacksburg, Brad, now is starting, I think, to figure out Duncan. They're not allowing him to juke and make the Bruins miss. Now they're steering. Blacksburg's defense is sort of steering Duncan now when he goes back, and that's what you want.
That's for sure. You gotta seal that edge and makes him more uncomfortable.
Epperly in the backfield. Here is a flat pass out to Golston on the right side, and he's going to go nowhere. He's going to lose big yardage, about a 5-yard loss to Golston, and that play went nowhere fast. You could almost see that play blowing up before it really got to its latter stages.
Yeah, nowhere really there for Josh to go. Just got a text, Beefy and Beefettes listening from down in Sunnyside again. Thanks so much for listening to us.
We appreciate that. 866-961-1430. 866-961-1430. I'm pretty sure that Grandma Stanaland is probably listening down in Houston tonight. We appreciate her listening. Twin receivers to the left. The pistol is loaded to the right. Single receiver is Mathena on the near side. And here is Brian Mitchell getting slammed down in the backfield. And all of a sudden, Cave Spring is whipping out a can of defense.
Yeah, they're keying right there. You know, I'm sure they saw it in film. They're keying on that play right there with Mitchell. You know, it's just a read play, but the backside over here is pretty wide open. If that defense is flowing that way, we got to look back here to the backside.
Blacksburg's players are
Looks
looking
like it's
to the
gonna
side.
Be the end of the quarter here.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter of play. A good first quarter for Blacksburg. They lead at 21-0 over Cave Spring here at Bill Brown Stadium. This is Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg. We begin the second quarter of play. Blacksburg faces 3rd and 17 from its own 27. 3 receivers to the right side, a single receiver to the near side. Goforth standing at about his 22. Takes a straight drop, has time, throws, going long, has Muhammad open. He's got it at about the 35, and he's going to get into the end zone, avoiding a would-be tackler. A 73-yard touchdown catch.
Good throw and catch there from Goforth to Muhammad.
Looked like maybe Muhammad bobbled it momentarily when he first got the ball, but once he secured it, there was no doubt. He just simply had to avoid the one trailing tackler, and with the speed of number 8, that was almost assured. James Poland, in his first year of football, is getting a lot of extra points playing for Blacksburg. He'll try to tack on a 4th one here tonight out of the hold of Goforth. Blacksburg now moving from our right to our left with the change of field at the second quarter. Bit of a high snap, but Goforth gets a very high kick up. And good. Blacksburg stretches the lead to 28-0, 11:49 remaining before halftime at Bill Brown Stadium. This is Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.
I drive for BT because the money is great.
I drive for BT because the hours fit my class schedule.
I drive for BT because the benefits are great.
We all drive for BT. You can too. Join us.
James Poland with yet another kickoff. This one is a low liner, and Blacksburg's going to be called for being offside. Well, Brad, we have a special listener tonight listening in Northern Virginia. Lydia is listening. She's 8 months old.
Oh, good. I think you might have something.
And she's listening to Grandpa.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, we're happy that that Lydia's listening, and the room just got brighter when you said her name.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it just radiates.
It does.
Permeates the entire press box here. They're probably wondering down the way there, whoa, what happened? What's that light that came on?
That's great.
So Blacksburg will try it again. This time they'll drop back to the 35. And I doubt James Poland can get it into the end zone on the fly from this point on the field, but he does have a couple touchbacks on the year, Brad. Let's see what kind of leg he can put into this one, or whether Blacksburg is just going to kick it low and not far off the ground again. It's an end-over-end kick. It will drive the returner back to the 10-yard line. That is Duncan. He starts straight upfield, does a little bit of a high leg kick, and he'll be brought down at about the 26-yard line. He is Mr. Do Everything for Cave Spring. Returns kickoffs, runs the ball a lot. The quarterback throws the ball, plays on defense.
He surely does. He's the go-to guy.
I've got to think that Tim Fulton wishes he had about, 21 more number 20s out there?
I'm sure that he does. I just got to update Pulaski's leading Christiansburg 7-6.
That's going to be a game we're going to watch closely here tonight, as well as Patrick Henry and Salem. 11:42 remaining before halftime. 28-0 Blacksburg. Here is the wedge formation. All the players very close to the line of scrimmage. And it's a handoff straight ahead, and looked like the ball came loose. There is a penalty flag that comes flying from the official on the near side. Blacksburg comes up with the football. Let's see if the officials are going to give it to Blacksburg or not. They are. Blacksburg will have the football.
I think you saw a beanbag.
There was just way too much mass of human beings for us to tell exactly what happened from our vantage point, but Blacksburg has the ball, already leading 28-0 and just barely into the second quarter. 11:36 remaining before halftime. Blacksburg, well, they get a score here, guys. 35-0.
Yeah, it'd be big, huh?
3 receivers to the near side. Single receiver Golston to the far side. This time it is Malcolm Collins in the backfield with Goforth. Goforth gets the snap, rolls to his right. Under pressure, Milby's going to wrap him up and sack him back at the 38 of Blacksburg, a 10-yard loss.
Well, he came up through there like he'd been shot out of a cannon.
He was second team Region 3, all Region 3 D last year, and he showed why on that particular play. He came in untouched, and Luke Goforth could not avoid him. And Goforth, maybe a little bit of a limp coming out of that particular play. This time, Collins will line up on the left side of his quarterback. Twin receivers to either side of the field. Ball on the far side hash. Snap, quick pass out in the flat to Muhammad. Can he get around one tackler? He does. Over the 30 and ridden out at about the 27. Let's see where the official marks it, along the Blacksburg sideline.
It's a good pickup right there by Muhammad.
Halfway between the 27 and the 26. That will make it third and about 7.
Third down, 8 yards to go.
Three receivers to the far side are Muhammad, Staniland, and Mitchell. Golston is between the numbers and the Blacksburg sideline. Collins again in the backfield. Here's a quick pass to Golston. He breaks free. Can he get to the end zone? He turns on the Jets. He does. Touchdown, Josh Golston. 34-0 Blacksburg.
Good job there by Josh. Had the lineman coming out and setting a seal right there for him. And then Josh does the rest with his feet.
It is all Blacksburg tonight here at Bill Brown Stadium. 35-0. If James Poland can put this one through like he's done the previous 4. He takes 3 steps back, 2 side steps to his left. The right-footed soccer-style kicker awaits the snap. Goforth with the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Blacksburg does stretch the lead to 35-0, 10:36 remaining before halftime. This is Bruins football on your local station ESPN Blacksburg.
Batter up. All in. Batter up. We're having trouble keeping track here, Brad. I think this is the 6th kickoff for James Poland already tonight. This one is a very short end-over-end kick, and picking it up is Duncan, and that was probably a mistake. Had he let that ball go out of bounds, which it looked like it was going to, it would have been at the 35-yard line. Instead, Duncan picks it up, and it's going to be on the Cave Springs side of the 30. Let's see where the officials mark it.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple times. There's a couple of those kicks that could have possibly went out of bounds, but they took the reception, and it didn't fare too well for them.
Official is going to ask for a new football from the other side. They get it. It'll be marked just beyond the 25 of Cave Spring. This is the wedge formation. All the offensive players very close to each other. Back comes the pitch, and a little bit of room is given to Ethan Coates. He swept around the right side, cut it upfield. That'll be a gain of about 6.
It's a good pickup right there.
Actually, it's going to be a gain of 8. Same formation, the wedge formation. It's a double tight end set, double H-back, almost like a single wing in a way. Here's number 10 on the same play. Not the same result this time, a gain of maybe a yard, and that's going to be about it.
Good job. Looked like Epperly first in on the tackle. Then you had Julius Mason as well.
Third and 1 coming up for Cave Spring from the 35 of the Knights. Ball just inside the far side hash. Cave Springs players waiting to get the signal from the sideline. Let's see if they stay in the wedge formation. They will. Duncan, brief communication to one of his fellow players. Back comes the snap again to Coates. Coates will have enough for the first down. He'll go over the left side of the offensive line up to about the 38. Really, Brad, I think that's 3 straight plays that Cave Spring ran. If not the same identical play, pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. They found a little something over there that they're getting a little bit of luck from.
Wedge formation again on first down for Cave Spring at the 39. Pitch goes back to Coates, started to go outside, went inside, and a whole bunch of blue jerseys ride him down.
It's like Mason.
Nathan Mathena, Parker Epperly in on it. Blaze Butler in on it as well. Give Coates a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 from the Cave Spring 40. 10 on the run to the left side, and he's got room to go. He's across, I believe, the Blacksburg 40. Let's see what the officials mark him out. They're going to say he's out right at the 40.
Yeah, looks like he's actually up to the 50 mark.
Midfield, I should say, 50. You're right, Brad.
Yeah, it's moving the chains for him. 8:25 to go here in the second quarter. Bruins up 35-0.
And you can bet Chris Lucas, the defensive coordinator on the sideline, saying, hey guys, don't get complacent here just because we got a lead. 1st and 10 from midfield. Straight ahead handoff, and following his offensive line is a player we can't yet identify. It was Milby on the run. A number of Bruins.
Looked like Epperly as well as I believe it was Epperly and Mason in on the tackle. It's so piled up in there, it's hard to see.
Maybe Zach Early got in on that one as well. 2nd and 6, same wedge formation. Pitch goes back to Coates. This time he is stopped in the backfield, and the whistle will blow. He will not go down on the turf, but play will stop. Maybe with forward progress, he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Looked like Epperly and Norris there in on the tackle for the Bruins.
3rd and 6 for Cave Spring, and they're going to call their 3rd timeout of the night. We'll take timeout as well. 35-0 Blacksburg leading Cave Spring, 7:29 remaining before halftime. This is Bruins football on ESPN Black. Third and 7 for the Knights from the Blacksburg 47 coming up, coming out of a timeout.
Fans calling the timeout.
And it looked like for a moment Ben Coates had split out wide, maybe as an attempt to catch Blacksburg napping. Wedge formation. Duncan under center. He goes back to pass. Blacksburg's got him in the backfield for a sack. Back at the Blacksburg 45.
Good job there. Looked like about 4 defenders back there for the Bruins. Darius Norris in on the sack there for Blacksburg.
Let's go down quickly to our Duncan Ford Lincoln Mazda sideline reporter Jake Lyman. He's got an important nugget of information for us.
Fourth and long, it brings up number 27, Killinger. Off the Knights, Mohammed and Mitchell returning for the Bruins.
Here is the punt by Cave Spring. It's going to go out of bounds, and Blacksburg's going to get good field position. This mark-off should be maybe somewhere between the 30 and 35, and here's some flags flying. Some extracurricular activity.
I didn't see any extracurricular activity. They were locked up, and it looked like Epperly slung the kid down.
I'm not sure who this one's going to be on. A lot of times it's the second guy that gets caught. And let's see how the officials are going to mark this one off. They're going to say it's a personal foul on Blacksburg.
I mean, to me, that's just football, but I guess we don't play football anymore. That's why our football numbers are dropping every second.
Well, like I said, sometimes, Brad, it's that second guy that gets caught.
Well, it wasn't anything, but I mean, it wasn't like it was just a block is all it was.
Didn't appear to be anything malicious or anything unsportsmanlike in nature, at least that I saw. But we say it all the time on these broadcasts, Brad, our opinions just don't count. It's only those guys in black and white down there that make those decisions, and in this particular case, it went against Blacksburg. So Cave Spring gets gifted good field position, a first down at the Blacksburg 12-yard line. And this could be important because if Blacksburg could keep a 35-point advantage, it would be a running clock in the second quarter. Here is Goforth still out there. Blacksburg does have the ball. Here's a swing pass out to Mitchell. And he's going to razzle-dazzle, cut to his right, and he's going to continue running, juking around defenders. They'll finally get him at about the 25-yard line. That pass started out to the left side. Mitchell caught it and countered resistance, turned back to his right, swept all the way over to the Cave Spring sideline, then back up field again.
Enough to pick up a first down.
It will be a Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg. The clock running, 6:15 remaining in the second quarter of play, and the officials stop the clock. It's going to be an equipment issue, looks like on Jamari Hairston, and he's not the least bit happy about it. He's going to have to come out. Zach Early will trot in to take his place. And Eddie Sloss is telling Jamari, hey, it's all right. We got this.
Mark, I just got an update. Patrick Henry, 21, Salem 7, 6:37 to go in the second quarter.
Wow. Brian Mitchell on a sweep to the left side, over the 30, over the 35, breaks free over the 40, 45, 50, and Mitchell's going to streak down the Blacksburg sideline for a touchdown. 73 yards, Brian Mitchell.
Good job there, Brian Mitchell. They looked like they was going to tackle him. He sort of made a little spin move, and those strong legs just kept moving.
So 30 Rock gets in on the scoring act for Blacksburg. James Poland will try for PAT number 6. And we still have 5 minutes, 49 seconds remaining before halftime. I got to say, Brad, I did not expect 42 points halfway through the second quarter. I expected a win tonight. I did not really expect this. Here is a PAT from James Poland that is no good. That one was ugly from the moment that he began to approach the football, and it is no good. So Blacksburg's lead will stay at 41-0, 5:49 remaining in the second quarter. This is Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.
On the count of three, everyone run into the water. Ready, set, go. Make it rain. Go, 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 go insane, go insane. Throw some water, make it rain on them. Hand, hand, monkey walk. Hand, 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 hand. What kind of tree do you want to be? Orange tree, grow so tall. Can you stand up? Chop, chop, timber. Good job. Chop, chop, timber. Good job. Show me those kicks. Show me those paddles. Let me see those arms. Where are those arms? Use those arms. Get those arms up and out. Get those arms up and out. Kick, paddle. Use your arms. Let me see paddle with your arms. Yeah! Good job. Everyone follow me. Go. Good. Next.
Poppy, Mimi, Aunt Terry, and a lot of family members listening to the Bruins and their favorite player, Parker Epperly from Chapel Hill, NC.
I think I know those folks.
Here's another short kickoff. This one, again, looked like it was going to bounce out of bounds. Lucas Duncan picks it up and probably would have done better to let it go out of bounds again. It'll be marked at the Bruins 29. I'm getting the impression here, Brad, that number 20 is just one of these players that wants the ball every single time. He's not going to let it go out of bounds and start at the 35 because he thinks he can go further if he picks it up and does something with it.
Well, and I mean, you got to give a kid credit. I mean, he's fighting. That's all you can ask for.
As we said earlier, I'm sure Tim Fulton wishes he had 21 more to put out on the field with number 20. It is the wedge formation, Duncan under center. Pitch goes back to Coates on the left side. He's got a little bit of room. He'll have a gain of about, call it 3, depending on where the officials spot it. Looks like it will be a gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
Decent little pickup there.
That wedge play, Brad, has a little bit of single wing in it, has a little bit of wing T in it. Kind of a unique offense. And our officiating expert Robbie Hudson says they've run this play many times in the past.
Well, and they're doing it to run the clock.
5:06 remaining before halftime. 41-0 Blacksburg. Here is a carry straight ahead, and Golston was battling Looks like Nathan Chapman, one of the receivers for Cave Spring. You have to be careful here, Brad. Frustrations can begin to mount for Cave Spring. They can maybe bait Blacksburg. The last thing the Bruins want is a player to get tossed and have to sit out the next game, because it's a pretty big one coming up next Friday night.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want that. Come Friday night. I mean, we've got Pulaski next in the shoot, so you want to be able to play smart right here and play focused.
Wedge formation again on 3rd and 6. Pitch again back to Coates. Coates trying to weave his way through blue jerseys, and he will not be able to do so. He'll have a gain of maybe a yard. And looks like Cave Spring's going to have to punt it away again, unless Tim Fulton's saying, well, what's the use? We'll just keep the offense on the field, see what we can do.
Look like number 77, Will Thomas, and Parker Epperly in on the tackle there for the Bruins. Going to bring up 4th and 6. Actually, I'm sorry, correction. That's going to bring up about 4th and 3.
And the offense will stay on the field, not even up to the Blacksburg 40. And it's a spinning run by Duncan, and he's not going to pick up the first. He's going to be at least 2 yards short, and Blacksburg will take over, looking to add to a 41-0 lead.
Look like Epperly and Thomas again in on the tackle for the Bruins. I believe it's going to be a little short, and it's going to be a first down for Blacksburg.
It's like 12's going in a quarterback.
Let's see if we start to see some changes in personnel. Luke Goforth is going to trot off the field. Looks like Parker Epperly is going to come in at quarterback. So the good folks listening down in North Carolina, number 12 is now in at quarterback for Blacksburg. Mitchell lines up to the left side of Epperly. Norris is in the backfield. And it's going to be a pass from Epperly to Mitchell over the 45, over the 30. Mitchell still going, breaks free. Mitchell's going to go into the end zone for a 38-yard touchdown catch and run. Parker Epperly with his first varsity touchdown pass.
Well, that looks good, and I'm sure he'll pat Brian Mitchell on the head when he sees him, because Brian did the work right there. Parker threw it and hit him in the hands, and then Brian Mitchell did the rest.
James Poland will try to make it 48-0 Blacksburg with 3:25 still left before halftime. An offensive explosion for the Bruins tonight at Bill Brown Stadium. Poland did miss his last one. He does not miss this one. 48-0 Blacksburg, 3:25 remaining before halftime. This is Bruins football on ESPN Blacksburg.
So have you applied for any jobs yet?
Nah, I'm just gonna sit all day.
So am I.
Next stop, Torgerson Hall.
Don't just sit. Sit profitably. Drive for BT.
Make $13.35 per hour.
Thank you, Drew. We do have confirmation. Grandma Staniland listening tonight in Houston. So we've got the Lone Star State covered tonight. James Poland puts his right foot into it, drives it back. Returner, Coates, takes it at about the 7, goes straight up the middle of the field, manages to weave his way through a couple of Bruins tacklers, gets over the 30 up to about the 32-yard line.
Looks like Alex LaFlawn in on the tackle there for the Bruins, as well as maybe Evan Hale.
Again, if you're listening tonight, 866-961-1430, 866-961-1430. Give us your name and where you're listening from. We always like it when we have those out-of-state listeners that we can talk about.
You know, Mark, the interesting thing is I didn't mention it last week, but my wife was in Greece, and she was able to listen to us in Greece. And amazing what technology does.
We had the international working last Friday night. Wedge formation again for Cave Spring. This time they break out of it, and the flags are flying. It could have been a motion penalty or an illegal shift call. Let's see what the officials are going to say on this one.
I think we jumped. I think we encroached, but they're wondering if maybe he was drawn off by the offense. in the shifts.
So our officiating expert, Robbie Hudson, if you could hear him behind me, is saying maybe Blacksburg
Yeah, they're going to call it encroachment.
was guilty of encroachment, and that is the call. You don't miss much of this, do you? Don't be Mr. Modest. Just say, yeah, I don't. Officiating geek. There we go. 1st and 10, Cave Spring at their 32-yard line. A single back in the backfield of the wedge this time, and now Cave Spring will shift out of it. They will put 3 receivers to the left, twin receivers to the right, Duncan alone in the backfield. So this is a traditional spread look. Quick pass fired. It's a one-hopper to the receiver. Those don't count. It was Coates in the left flat, and Duncan slung it somewhat sidearm on that particular play. Incomplete.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the first half. Bruins 48, Cave Spring 0.
From the Cave Spring 37, this time the Knights will deploy into the spread out of the huddle. In motion to the far side is Reeves. Duncan with the carry. He'll be ran out of bounds along the Cave Spring sideline after a short gain, if any.
It's a good job there by Epperly coming from that inside backer position. He saw it coming, shot up through there, and was able to tackle him out of bounds.
It will actually be a loss of 2 yards on the play. 3rd and 5. 2:56 remaining before halftime. Blacksburg all over Cave Spring, 48-0. 3 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. There's a running back just to the left of Duncan. Duncan drops. He's under pressure. Sends a pass out to his receiver, and that's going to be close to a first down, but I don't think he got it. It was complete to Nathan Chapman, but and the official actually drags the ball back when he spots it, so it's going to be 4th and 1. Now the officials are saying the chains are moving.
In on the tackle for the Bruins was Charlie Craig, 19, and 12 Epperly.
From our vantage point, where that ball was located, it should not have been a first down, but the officials moved the chains. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Double tight end. Duncan with the ball, running around the left side, and he's going to dive forward, and he'll pick up about 2 or 3 on the dive.
Looks like Josh Golson in on the tackle for the Bruins.
Most of the offense tonight has been via the legs of number 20, Lucas Duncan, a converted wide receiver playing quarterback this year for Cave Spring. You can see why Tim Fulton moved him from wide receiver to quarterback. By far, Brad, I think the most athletic player on the field for Cave Spring.
Yes, I would agree.
2 receivers to the near side, single receiver far side, a running back in the backfield with Duncan. Duncan being blocked by Reeves. Here's a pass complete at the 45 of Blacksburg. Nathan Mathena with the tackle, but there is a penalty flag back at about the 28-yard line. Now the official throws it forward. That's the dead giveaway. This will be a holding call, and that'll be the spot where the mark-off will occur, the 39.
Yeah, to go back 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Be marked at the 29. Should be 2nd and 13, I believe, or 23.
23, yes, sir.
23. Boy, Friday night after a week of work, that math just gets harder and harder, doesn't it?
Absolutely. My Friday today felt like a double fold of Mondays, so it gets even harder when they feel like that.
2nd and a whole bunch for Cave Spring. 2:04 remaining before halftime. Clock now starts running mercifully for Cave Spring. Twin receivers to the near side, a single receiver to the far side, play action. Here's a quick pass, and that should be a penalty flag coming in, and Josh Golston was guilty of early contact with the receiver.
Yeah, he got there just a little early, Mark.
That'll be 15
early.
the wrong way for Blacksburg. Do you have any score updates, Brad, of note?
Well, Christiansburg Pulaski at halftime. Pulaski leading still 7-6. Last update from Salem and Patrick Henry. Patrick Henry's up 21-7. EC Glass is over Liberty Christian 19-7 at the end of the first quarter.
That's a tough EC Glass team that Blacksburg may have to face in the playoffs in Region 4D.
Radford 42-6 at the half over James River.
3 receivers right, single receiver left, a lone running back about a yard behind and to the left of Duncan. Here's a quick pass, and it's a completed pass for the first down. Golston with the tackle, but a quick strike to Ben Robinson, who hauls it in for a chain-moving completion for Cave Spring.
I tell you what, that was a good job by number 20 there for Cave Spring. The Duncan kid at quarterback, because he had the pressure coming down from Julius Mason. I mean, he hit him about the time that he let go of the ball, so good patience there and to stand up in the pocket and make that throw.
Under a minute 30 before halftime. Cave Spring 1st and 10 at the Blacksburg 47, and here is Blacksburg almost getting to the quarterback, Duncan, in the backfield, but he manages to break free. Julius Mason was bearing down on him. Number 20 just cut to his left and made something out of nothing.
Yeah, you got to be, when you get into that position, Julius came through there. I mean, he was full speed, but when you get back down there close to him, you got to sort of break down and sort of gear down to be able to make that sack, and he was just going wide open. Can't fault his effort there, but just got to break down a little bit.
2nd and 8, 2 receivers right, single receiver left. In the backfield is Reeves with Duncan just to his left. Here's a handoff to Reeves, started to the right, cut it up inside, breaks 1 tackle. He'll lunge forward to about the 42. A gain of 3. 3rd and about 4 coming up. A long 4.
4 yards to go.
Again, 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Reeves again in the backfield with Duncan. Blacksburg showing blitz. Here they come, and Duncan is going to be brought down on a nice tackle by Nathan Mathena in the right flat for a loss of 2.
Great job there by Nathan coming up from that edge and sealing it.
Quarterback sent loss of a couple of yards back to the 44-yard line.
It's going to be 4th and about, looks like about 8. A short 8, a long 7. Take your pick. And Cave Spring will not bring on the punt unit. They may just let the clock run out. Less than 10 seconds remaining before the halftime hits here at Bill Brown, and Cave Spring will not get the snap off. That will be the end of the first half. 48-0 Blacksburg all over Cave Spring. We will be back with the Total Motion Physical Therapy halftime report when we return. This is Bruins football on ESPN Blacksburg.
How many layers of paint I would have to put down, so I think that's been the biggest thing that surprised me.
A big part of it is education, and so that's why I wanted to do this, to let people know that these are the actual fishes that live in Strubles Creek. And the big guy here, the chub, he makes a nest of stones in the creek, and then it's used by the chubs as well as the 3 other fishes. There's a saffron shiner, another shiner, and a red-bellied dace. So.
Continental Divide is not right here, but this is the closest safe storm drain to the Continental Divide. So roughly, water that falls over there is going to the Roanoke River and to the Atlantic Ocean. Water that falls over that way is going to New York, to the New River, and eventually to the Gulf of Mexico. And I find that kind of mind-blowing, so that's the...
Figuring out how to transition to what you want. And I'm not a person who has to have things perfectly drawn out, and I will change it as I
So Cave Spring comes out and looks like they're going to try to onside kick, perhaps. Tyler Mitchum is their kicker. It looked like he was perhaps going to send it to the left side. It is a very high kick up in the air. It's going to be brought in by Malcolm Collins at about the 30. It's going to bounce off of a teammate, stick his helmet forward, and he's going to be out of bounds somewhere between the 30. Check out between the 40 and the 45. Looks like the 42 is where he will get forward progress.
Good job there for Malcolm coming up with that kick.
So Blacksburg will have a running clock in this game now that they have a 35-point or greater lead in the second half. It will be Parker Epperly that will be at quarterback for Blacksburg. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, a single back in the backfield with Epperly. Coming in motion is Evan Hale. Quick throw. Josh Golston started upfield before he caught the ball at about the 45, and that's Blacksburg's first incompletion of the night. Parker Epperly put it right where number 6, Josh Golston, needed to catch it. He just started upfield before he caught it.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to have that one back, but that's okay. You got second down and 10 here.
Ben Roethlisberger is in the game for Blacksburg. Reed Kirk is in the game for Blacksburg. Aiden Seeley also in the game for Blacksburg. So Eddie Sloss getting a lot of valuable experience for some of the youngsters. 3 receivers left, single receiver right. Epperly keeps it on a dive, and looks like he may have lost his footing a little bit. Almost went straight down like a torpedo shot, right around the 45.
Sort of in that muddy, chopped up area right there on the field. It's a little bit soupy out there, a little soft, and just didn't get his footing right there.
Players look to the side to get the play call. Luke Elliott is in the game for Blacksburg at running back in the backfield with Epperly.
Twin receivers to either side of the field. Elliott lines up to the left of Epperly, who has the ball at the 40, takes his drop. He's going to take off and run it straight ahead, breaks one tackle, lowers his helmet, plunges forward down near the Blacksburg 40. That'll be a Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg.
Good hard run right there by Parker Epperly. Looked like they was going to get him before he got to the chains, but just kept that forward momentum going and lowered his shoulder.
Stanaland is in the game. Blake, one of the few starters that is still in the game for Blacksburg. Reed Kirk and Aiden Seeley join him on the far side of the field. It's Ben Roethlisberger, the lone receiver, to the near side. Elliott in the backfield with Epperly. Elliott gets the carry, spins straight ahead for gain of about, let's call it 4.
Yeah, good hard run there by Luke Elliott, picking up some decent yardage on the carry.
The nice thing, Brad, about getting a big lead like this, getting the reserves in the game, some of the starters aren't going to have to labor quite as much.
Well, at the end of the day, you need this to happen so you can start developing some depth right there.
Pistol formation this time, loaded to the left, twins to the left, single receiver right, handoff to Elliott, gets the handoff from Epperly, plunges over the right guard down to the 35. It's going to be third and 4.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Another hard run there by Elliott.
3rd down, 4 yards to go.
Ball just beyond the near side hash. Stanaland and Roethlisberger will swap sides of the field. Seeley will join Roethlisberger on the near side. Elliott is in the backfield with Epperly. Epperly looking, wants to throw, has his receiver. That is Aiden Seeley. He'll have a first down. Here's a penalty flag coming from the back judge, running down the Blacksburg sideline.
Looks like the pass was completed enough for a first down. Waving the flag
is going to be waved off. So it is a Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg. Epperly on the pass completion to Aiden Seeley, the 5'11", 180-pound senior.
It's good high percentage pass completion right there, just doing enough just to move the chains right there.
Seeley, Kirk, and Stanaland, the receivers to the far side. To the near side, Roethlisberger. Elliott remains in the backfield with Epperly. Epperly hands it off to Elliott. A little bit of an exchange issue there. The snap came back a little bit high. Threw the timing off just a little bit. It results in a gain of maybe half a yard.
Yeah, just a little bit high right there on the snap.
The clock continues to run. It is a running clock due to the point differential. Blacksburg leading 48-0. 7:45 remaining in the third quarter. 48-0 Blacksburg.
Mark, I want to give a shout out to a special friend listening from down in Lakeland, Florida. Tommy Pierce, who played with my father-in-law at Virginia Tech and came up for his Hall of Fame induction. Appreciate you guys listening all the way down in Florida.
Twin receivers left, single receiver right, the pistol loaded to the left. Epperly has his pass batted in the air and intercepted by Milby. The question is, can Epperly track him down? Epperly trying to get Milby down, and he'll drag him out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Well, the first significant play of the night for Cave Spring. Milby batted the ball, was able to corral it, and took off. Had about a 2 or 3 yard edge on Epperly. Then Epperly manages to track him down at about the 15, finally rides him out at about the 10. A bizarre play there.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like Milby sort of jumped it, and he got into the backfield about the time Parker went to turn to throw, and he knocked it down. Good play by Milby, but I tell you what, I know Parker's mad right now, but he did a swell of a job not giving up right there and tracking Milby down. He had a full steam ahead going on him, and he tracked him down and pulled him down. That shows a lot of heart and courage there.
So now the mission for Blacksburg's defense, don't give up the shutout. Here is a fumble, and Duncan has to just fall on the ball. It seemed like that ball stayed on the ground forever, but number 20 for Cave Spring able to pounce on it.
It'll be a loss of maybe half a yard.
Second and goal.
Second and goal to go from the 11. Again, it's the wedge formation. All the players very close to one another, shoulder to shoulder. Here is the pitch back to number 17. That is
17.
RJ Chaustre. And he'll be brought down at about the 10. So he'll pick up the yard that was lost on the fumble. So third and goal from the 10.
Terrific job right there. Looked like Aiden Seeley, Lucas Dowdy in on the tackle for the Bruins.
Again, the wedge formation. Duncan under center. Pitch comes back to Reeves. He finds a little bit of room. He'll get it down to about the 5. And it'll be fourth and goal from that point.
Looked like Evan Hale on the tackle for the Bruins.
And it looks like Tim Fulton's going to bring on the field goal unit to try to get the goose egg off the scoreboard.
They're going to kick a field goal.
It'll be Tyler Mitchum who will attempt the field goal. The spot will be at the 13, so a 23-yard attempt. There is a Cave Spring player that needed to rush onto the field to get 11 in place. Back comes the snap. Mitchum gets the kick up, and that kick is good. And Cave Spring avoids the donut by getting 3 points on the board. 48-3, Blacksburg leading, 5:19 remaining in the third quarter. This is Bruins football on your local station ESPN Blacksburg.
I drive for BT because the money is great.
I drive for BT because the hours fit my class schedule.
I drive for BT because the benefits are great.
We all drive for BT. You can too. Join us.
Thank you, Drew. Let's go down to our Duncan Ford Lincoln Mazda sideline reporter, Jake Lyman. Jake, did that score, that shutout being taken off the board, elicit any Uggs from the Blacksburg sideline?
And the kick for Mitchum goes out of bounds. And back to the golf ball drop fundraiser. The Blacksburg Athletic Club would like to thank Cox's Driving Range for their support of the fundraiser.
All right, thank you, Jake.
And thank you for your support of
The
the
kickoff goes out of bounds, so Blacksburg will set up shop in good field position at the 35.
Actually, they'll go where it went out of bounds.
And actually, it went ahead of the 35. You're right, guys. I was looking downfield at the 35-yard line. It's out at the 40. It's going to be spotted at the 42 is where it went out. Boy, it didn't look like it went out that far upfield, but for Blacksburg, that's good news.
Great field position for the Bruins.
Triplets left, single receiver to the right. It's Roethlisberger. High snap, Epperly in trouble, trying to get out of it. He'll be sacked by Milby at the 32. Right now, John Milby is a real thorn in the side of number 12, Parker Epperly, for Blacksburg.
Yeah, we got to get that snap right. The snap's been high. It was up at Parker's head, and, you know, that just throws the timing off of everything right there.
It does look like the starting offensive line for Blacksburg is still in there. Logan Fox has had some pretty good snaps until the last few here. Bunch formation for Blacksburg. Twin receivers to the right, triplets to the left. Both sets close to the line of scrimmage. Handoff goes to Reed Kirk. He's sweeping around the left side, and he's going to go out of bounds near the original line of scrimmage.
Number 17, Reed Kirk. Tries the left side of the offense.
He goes out of bounds, but the clock will continue to run due to Blacksburg being at least 35 out in front of their opponent in the second half. 48-3 Blacksburg, 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Good hustle there by Reed Kirk coming around that edge, showing a little bit of his speed.
Stanaland, Kirk, and Seeley will be the receivers on
the right side, which is the near side. Roethlisberger, the receiver, to the far side of the field. Epperly takes one last look at the wristband. Going in motion is Elliott. Epperly on a designed run, goes straight ahead, lowers his helmet, plunges into a Cave Spring tackler. He'll have it across midfield down to about the 49, and it's going to be 4th and 2.
Good hard run right there by Epperly. Not too many quarterbacks is going to lower that shoulder like that right there. That was a collision.
Stanley and Reed Kirk on the left side of the line. Seeley and Roethlisberger on the near side of the line are the receivers. Elliott in the backfield with Epperly. And Parker Epperly, I believe, just called timeout. A little bit of confusion on the play call. So the Bruins will take a pause and talk it over. 2:54 remaining in the third quarter. 48-3 Blacksburg over Cave Spring. This is Bruins football on ESPN Blacksburg. Spring, Blacksburg leading 48-3, 2:54 remaining in the third quarter. Twin receivers on either side of the line of scrimmage from the far side hash. Epperly awaits the snap. Elliott to his left. In motion is Seeley. Epperly is going to run himself straight ahead, plunge through. He'll have the first down. Continues to keep the feet plunging forward, and it'll be a Nest Realty first down. They'll mark it at the 41-yard line.
Good job right there. The line got a good surge, and Epperly just follows them right up through there. Picks up some extra yardage and enough to move the chains.
An 8-yard run for the quarterback of the future for Blacksburg, Parker Epperly. The backup quarterback to Luke Goforth, who's getting the second half off tonight. Pistol formation for Blacksburg, loaded on the right side. Twin receivers to the right. Single receiver to the left from the far side hash. Back comes the snap. Epperly thought about throwing it. Now he will throw it, and dropping it is Aiden Seeley in the right flat. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that defense is just sort of jumping that little hitch pass right there. Parker wasn't going to let him bat it down the second time. That was a smart move on him. He tried to wait till they, sort of like Top Gun, wait till he sort of goes by, and then he's going to hit it again. But wasn't able to quite get it there to Aiden on that one.
Blacksburg in no great rush to get plays off with the lead that they have in this game. Reed Kirk and Stanaland, the receivers in the boundary on the far side of the field. Roethlisberger and Seeley are the receivers on the near side. Seeley more in an H-back position. Elliott to the right of the quarterback. Epperly. Back comes the snap. Epperly rolling to his right, and the official blows the flag. That could be a false start on Blacksburg.
It's going to be a delay of game penalty.
That's a tough one. You can't have those.
So 2nd and 15 coming up for Blacksburg. That momentarily stops the clock while the mark-off is placed. Now the official starts the clock again. Under a minute remaining in the third quarter of play. 48-3, Blacksburg leading Cave Spring. Twins left and right. Elliott remains in the backfield with Epperly on his left. In motion is Sealy the far side. Epperly takes it, goes straight ahead, plunges into a mass of white jerseys, still keeps going, and he'll thrust forward up to about the 34-yard line.
Wow, good hard run right there by 12. Just keeping those legs churning.
11 yards on the carry for Epperly. That'll make it a much more manageable 3rd and 4.
The guys got a score update here. Salem just took the lead over Patrick Henry on a safety. They now lead 23-21 with 3:28 left in the third quarter.
I thought that might be a tight game, Brad. Just something told me that PH was going to give Salem a pretty good battle tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I also just got an update. Pulaski's leading Christiansburg 14-6 now.
Twin receivers left and right. Epperly's just going to let the clock wind down to the start of the fourth quarter. 48-3, Blacksburg leading Cave Spring. This is Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.
Who are you? What do you serve? What do you believe in? This is Blacksburg, Virginia, the home of Virginia Tech, a small yet growing community nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Here, you'll find all walks of life, college students, new families, people who just want a quiet place to retire. Summers are adventurous, falls are filled with the buzz of college football. Winters bring a quiet beauty, and springtime is beautiful beyond belief. It's a special place to live. But this town also plays host to another kind of person, a group of professionals who serve in ways you could never imagine. Meet the Blacksburg Police Department. This department values close relationships, family, integrity, and training. If you qualify to join these ranks, you'll be trained for success. You'll grow in personal confidence. You'll truly enjoy coming to work every day. Blacksburg permits a different level of community involvement. Why? Because residents here respect and care about their police force. So this police force is able to truly help those in the community who are in need. You'll be helping our population get home safely after a night out, giving life lessons to those who made an honest mistake, protecting our young ones from harm's way, helping to solve problems during the big games, the festivals, and parades. Serving on this police force is not just working in another job. This is an opportunity to fundamentally shift the lives of others toward positive results. You'll become the rational voice of reason for people when things are going poorly for them. You'll be the leader to guide others to see a better light. You'll be the one who knows the way, and you'll show the way. You are the one who does the right thing when no one is watching. Obviously, serving on this police force is not a job for just anyone. It goes back to these basic questions. Who are you? What do you serve? What do you believe in? We welcome the select few who are drawn toward a higher calling to serve. Is that you? Do you qualify? Are you curious enough to find out? This is your opportunity to consider joining one of the country's finest police departments.
Blacksburg has a 3rd and 4 at the Cave Spring 34. Players shifting from one side of the field to another. Twins on either side of the offensive line. Epperly drops. Now he's going to shed one runner. He's going to get over the 30, lowers his head, bangs his way, keeps running forward down to about the 21-yard line. A 13-yard hammerhead run by Parker Epperly.
Showing some physicalness out of that sophomore right there.
That'll be a Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg.
Just shy of the 20-yard line, fans that run from Epperly.
Looking to add to their 45-point lead, 48-3. Bruins well on their way to going to 5-2 on the season with a big matchup next Friday night with the Pulaski County Cougars right here at Bill Brown Stadium, a team that would love nothing better than to hang a loss on Blacksburg. After Blacksburg did that to Pulaski twice last year. 3 receivers to the right, single receiver left. Elliott in the backfield again with Epperly. A very high snap. Epperly has to get up high to avoid it. Going behind him, and he's going to be brought out of bounds. Not a smart decision there. Epperly would have been better to throw that thing out of bounds. Instead, he'll take a loss of about 8 or 9.
All right, Epperly rolling right. Pressure, applying the backfield, throws it away.
Yeah, he was just trying to string it out right there and just had nobody to go to, and takes a big loss.
Looks like he did get the pass off. Officials are going to say at the last minute he got the pass off, incomplete. So a smart decision by young Mr. Epperly. Well, here comes a penalty flag from the far side official.
All right, before we get a snap off, we got a flag down.
The head linesman threw the flag on the side of the field near the Cave Springs sideline. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike call on Cave Springs. Another score update up in Roanoke this evening. North Side leading William Fleming 12-3 in the third quarter.
And while we do that, we'd like to take this time to thank each of the following businesses for supporting our Bruins tonight. New Image Barbers, Golden Corral, Heathwood.
So it'll be first down for Blacksburg at the like about the 11-yard line from our vantage point. 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left is Roethlisberger. It is Elliott in the backfield. And Goforth is back into the game, and here's Elliott with the handoff, and it's going to be a tackle at about the 6-yard line.
61%, 35.
Clock continuing to turn, 9:45 remaining, 48-3, Blacksburg with the lead.
It's a game about 3 yards.
Stanoland is the receiver to the near side. It is Kirk and Roethlisberger to the far side. Pistol formation. Goforth with the handoff to Elliott. Elliott will be brought down at about the 4-yard line after a gain of 4. And it does look like Blacksburg could get a first down without getting a touchdown. But the ball would have to be right near the goal line. From the 4-yard line, 3 receivers to the right. Single receiver Roethlisberger between the numbers and the Blacksburg sideline. Goforth hands it off to Elliott. Elliott will run into the end zone for the touchdown. That will make it 54-3 Blacksburg. The scoring continues for the Bruins here at Bill Brown Stadium. 54-3. James Poland hopes it will be 55-3. Out of the hold of Goforth. Poland's kick is up, and it is good. Blacksburg stretches the lead to 55-3. 8:42 remaining in the game.
set to kick it deep.
55-3, Blacksburg with the lead. Poland with the kickoff, a short end-over-end kick, and it's going to be, it's actually touched by a Cave Spring player, and then the ball goes out of bounds. So,
well, that doesn't matter.
That's going to be.
And if it goes out of bounds, it's a penalty.
He did not possess the football. It did hit a Cave Spring player, but he did not have possession. And Cave Spring should have the football at the 35. Correct, Robbie?
Yep. We had to think that was going to happen eventually there, Mark. I don't know how many times we kicked it over there.
Don't forget, hunger can be a real problem. And I know when I get that feeling.
Well, you would think, Drew, that is something that other teams would be doing to Blacksburg. But as we've seen so far this season, coaches continue to kick it deep to the Bruins, and oftentimes they pay the price. So a lot of new Bruins are getting into the game. Eduardo Robledo Luis is in the game for Blacksburg. Charlie Craig is in.
All right, before the first play of the drive, we got a timeout.
Looks like Reed Kirk is going to be at free safety. So a lot of depth being developed in this particular game for Blacksburg. That certainly will bode well for the Bruins in the future when you can get some valuable experience by the young men that oftentimes just get to watch the game from the sideline. Well, Brad, I think they call this mop-up time. It occurs a little bit early tonight for Blacksburg.
Yeah, you know, I call it just getting experience time. You know, all of these kids work hard and they get after it, and you know, they need to check it and have that opportunity, and they're doing well at it.
Donovan Johnson in the game for Blacksburg. Wedge formation for Cave Spring. Lucas Duncan still in the game. Pitch comes back to Reeves, cuts it back into the middle of the Bruins defense. He'll have a pickup to about the 42, maybe the 43. It's a gain of about 7, call it 8. The spot closer to 8. 8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter on a running clock. Blacksburg leading 55-3. And now it looks like the reserves for Cave Spring are getting into the game as well. Having a tough time getting in there is Jelani Banks, a 5'9", 285-pound sophomore. Snap comes back to Carmelo Taylor, and carrying the ball dangerously, able to break free momentarily before he's brought down. Nice tackle made by Aiden Seeley for Blacksburg. So Tim Fulton's going to get some experience for some of his reserves as well. It almost looked like a wholesale change, Brad. You look at those jerseys out there, they're almost all white completely. No grass stains anywhere. In motion to the near side is DJ Cup. Back goes the quarterback, Taylor. Pass is going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Aiden Seeley.
Great job there by Aiden, making the most of his opportunities out there. Love to see Aiden back out there on the football field.
7 minutes, 9 seconds remaining. The clock will stop on that change of possession until the officials spot the ball. Then they'll start it back up again. The ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line of Cave Spring.
Please don't forget to visit WFXRTV.com at 11:30 p.m. tonight for a recap of tonight's action and post-game reactions.
And Goforth is in the game at quarterback. Number 12 may have gotten dinged a little bit. Blacksburg's coach is going to be careful to take care of the healthy young Mr. Epperly. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. The handoff goes to Gavin Duncan, and after a little bit of penetration, he'll be thrust backward, and it'll be a gain of about a yard. Roethlisberger changes sides of the field, goes to the far side along with Reed Kirk. It is Craig on the near side. Check that, it's Lucas Dowdy on the near side.
Pistol formation in the backfield for Blacksburg. Goforth drops the ball, picks it up, and he's going to be wrestled down at about the 45 of Cave Spring. So it's gotten just a little bit sloppy here at Bill Brown Stadium.
Well, it's just getting some experience out there for some of these young guys, and you know, probably a little bit of nerves rattling in their minds.
Certainly. Some of these players seeing the field really for the first time in varsity action in 2019. And that may not pay off necessarily in 2019, but it will pay off in 2020 and beyond. Twin receivers to both sides of the field. A single running back in the backfield is Gavin Duncan. Goforth back to pass, and he's going to be brought down at the
like there's a fumble on the play, Mark.
40, and they fumbled the football, did the Bruins, and Cave Spring will take over. So it has indeed got a little bit sloppy.
Number 82, Jason Green.
Well, it's at the point in the game, Brad, 55-3. The last thing you want to see here is anyone get injured. You just want to get through these last 5 minutes, 18 seconds. No one get hurt. Just get out of here, get the 5-2 record in the books, and go home, rest up, and start thinking about Pulaski County.
Absolutely, yeah, we got to get ready.
Cave Spring with twin receivers left and right. In motion to the far side is Cup. Back comes the snap. Taylor rolls to the left. Now cuts it up inside, and he's brought down after a gain of about 2 or 3, and he went down hard. Could not tell who made the tackle for Blacksburg.
Looked like Alex LaFawn, number 65.
66, Brady Wyatt.
2nd and 8 for Cave Spring. When receivers left and right, ball in the far side hash. Back it comes to Taylor. Looked like it was a designed quarterback draw, and bouncing it out of bounds along the Blacksburg sideline is Taylor at about the 34-yard line.
Looked like Eddie Luis as well as Aiden Chassie in on the tackle for the Bruins.
Officials were spotted at the 35-yard line on the near side hash. Taylor gets an adjustment of his chin strap from a teammate. Now he'll get into position with that teammate. That was Tyler Poff. In motion again to the far side of the field is Cup. Back it comes. Taylor able to get past one Bruin defender. Pass comes up high in the air, and an interception attempt by Blacksburg is not successful. Lucas Dowdy made a play on it, couldn't quite haul it in.
It was close. I'd have loved to have seen Lucas got that one right there. That young man has worked hard and done everything he needs to do to become a better football player, and so close right there.
3:14 remaining before this one becomes official. The only suspense here is will Cave Spring manage to make a dent in the 55-3 lead that Blacksburg has as we approach the 3-minute mark remaining in the game. Twin receivers left and right. Taylor with a running back to his left. Here comes the rush. Taylor gets away from the first tackler, and holding on to the jersey was Alex LaFawn, and he's able to drag down the Cave Spring quarterback at the 38-yard line.
That's an old farm boy right there. That's when you got to go work calves, and you got to run out and you got to grab a hold of it and hold on. That's exactly what Alex did right there. Just showing that farm strength and holding on and not letting go.
That fabric on that jersey had to stretch, what, about 4 yards, something like that?
It did.
So Blacksburg will put its offense back on the field, and 2:40 remaining in the game. Bruins just want to go through this offensive series, run about maybe 3-4 plays, and close up shop here at Bill Brown Stadium. Max protect formation for Blacksburg. Handoff is to number 33. That is, again, Gavin Duncan, and he'll be strung out along the far side of the field. 2:05 remaining in the game now.
So 4 yards. Second down. We'll say about 14 yards to go.
Coming to the near side is Dowdy, Kirk, and Seeley. Ben Roethlisberger to the far side of the field. Go forth, and Duncan in the backfield. Back comes the snap. Duncan gets the carry. Has decent gain up over the 40 to about the 42-yard line, a gain of 7. Minute 30 remaining. About 2 plays should be the end of this one.
Gain about 8 yards. Third down, roughly 6 yards to go.
Should mention that it was Brady Wyatt that got into the game briefly there for Blacksburg as well, another player. Getting some on-field experience for Blacksburg. Go forth, hands it off. Duncan starts to the right, cuts it upfield, and look out, it could be Duncan going all the way. He'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line, but a nice run of 28 yards by Gavin Duncan.
Yeah, great run right there by Gavin Duncan. Sort of made that corner, and up through there he went.
Usually the clock would stop as the officials would move the chains, but not in this particular circumstance. 44 seconds remaining for Blacksburg. Luke Goforth has to play traffic cop and tell the players where to go. In this particular case, he says, we're going into victory formation, guys. Nice run, Gavin, but it's time to shut this thing down. Goforth takes the snap, takes a left knee, and that should do it. The final 20 seconds will run off of the clock. Blacksburg will win it tonight handily here at Bill Brown Stadium. The final score, 55-3 Bruins. We will be back with the Main Street Pharmacy post-game show when we return. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.